Hey, thank you for visiting my channel. By the title of this video, you already know what I'm going to be talking about. So I recently did a video and I talked about becoming a first-time homeowner at the age of 40. And I talked about how I felt like I was kind of behind because like most of my friends, they bought their house in their 20s and 30s. And the average age for home buying used to be 25, but now it's actually 40. And I recently learned that. So once I learned that, I did feel better about buying what I felt like was later in life. But in that video, I had briefly shared the fact that I had been on Section 8 at one point, and I talked about how I felt like it caught a bad rep because they had this thing about being on Section 8 that you're paying $0, and I was sharing in the video how actually you don't, unless your income is zero. And if your income is zero, then you don't pay anything, but your rent goes according to your income. So when I was on Section 8, as my income went up, my rent went up, and when it got to the point where my income got high enough to the point where I was just paying full rent anyway, I just kind of let it go, right? And I wanted to talk about this because I kind of breezed over it in the video, but I want to talk about it because I know there's probably somebody out there who is currently on Section 8 right now. I've been on Section 8, I've been on food stamps, I've been on TANF. TANF, that's what it was called in DC. I don't know if it's called TANF everywhere, but first of the month or whatever, first of the month check. So I've been there. And just to actually go all the way back. So I come from very humble beginnings. My mother, she died when I was 10. She had AIDS. And before she died, she was very sick. And we did not have food. She didn't have money. I would eat at school or eat at my friend's house. When I was in the house, I was eating tea. I was drinking tea and coffee to kind of curb my appetite. And fast forward, I was raised by my aunt. End up moving with my father, my stepmom, and all of that. So when I was 19, I got pregnant. My aunt put me out the house, so I ended up in a youth shelter. And I ended up going through the youth shelter and into transitional living. And that transitional living program, I was able to, I had my daughter at 20. I was able to save money. I bought my first car. When I left the program, I had $4,000 saved because we were able to, we paid rent every month according to our income, but we got it all back. So I left that program, moved into my first apartment, me and my baby. And I had money saved to get my furniture and all of that. So anyway, fast forward, I want to talk about how I ended up on Section 8. So I ended up, first of all, I did put my name on the list when I turned 18 because that was just the thing to do. Like growing up, you just knew, okay, especially the environment I grew up with, grew up in, a lot of people was on Section 8. And it was like, that's the thing you do. You go sign up, you get on the list because you need your Section 8, right? And you just kind of get this, I don't know, you just kind of get taught to go put your name on the Section 8 waiting list. So that's what I did. Never thought nothing of it. I was on the list, and a lot of people are on that list for a long time, never even get called in their lifetime. So how I ended up getting on Section 8 was I moved into this apartment complex, and the office manager had already told me, well, the what do you call it? The the manager of the what is it? The property manager, I should say, she had already let me know that they were about to do some renovations and that everybody who lived there would get Section 8 vouchers. I was like, wow, really? I was like, I hope I get approved. She approved me right then and there on the phone, which was funny to me because I was like, I did the application that day. She called me that evening and was like, congratulations. She ran it while we were on the phone. It's like, congratulations. So I ended up moving into that apartment complex, and that's how I got a Section 8 voucher. And so, long story short, that ended up being a blessing because it just allowed me to I had a peace of mind. I did get too comfortable, I will say that. And I'm gonna do another video on that because I want to do a video just talking about how I really want to encourage people to take advantage when they are on a program. That is not the type of program that you plan to stay on forever unless you have like a disability, you can't work. There's different circumstances that will require somebody to be on there for a long time. But for most people like myself who are able-bodied, right, we should be using a program for a specific reason and then planning to get off of it. And one thing I do wish that I would have done, I wish that I would have taken advantage of their home buying program. I'll talk about that in the video. I did not do that. The point of doing this video is because, like I said, I touched on it in the other video, and I wanted to give some encouragement because I recently bought my first house. And I have been sharing content on this channel. Some of you guys probably seen it. I was going through the NACA program. I didn't end up closing through them. And I've also been sharing content on turning my house into a home one space at a time. Like I recently just did my home office, still working on it, but this is what I have so far, which you see in my background. But this is the type of content I've been doing. And I wanted to give some encouragement to anybody who is where I used to be and trying to get out of that place and maybe feeling like you can't, maybe feeling like I come from nothing. I'm trying to get out of it. For me, when I was in that place, I needed to see somebody that was where I wanted to be, right? So I am blessed to be able to be that person that somebody else can look toward and say, you know what, if she could do it, I could do it too, right? We're I think once you come out of a certain place, I think it is our duty. And this is something I've been doing for a long time anyway. This channel is channel 3 of 4 YouTube channels. I've been doing this type of content for a long time anyway, just not on this channel. So I've always given back. I've always looked back and tried to pull my people up because I want people to know that if I can come from that place, you can too. So I'm going to share some of my income streams as encouragement. And I want to hopefully give you guys some ideas as well, because I'm very big on multiple streams of income. And I'm going to touch on some today. And I'm also going to do more content on that because I'm just very big on, I don't care how much money you make in your job, you always need multiple ways of bringing money in because nobody's job is guaranteed. COVID taught us that, right? But anyway, my first income stream is my job. So I'm in healthcare. I've been in healthcare for over 20 years. I became a medical assistant when I was 19. Yeah, when I was 19. And I in 2004 I became a medical assistant, and then in 2011 I became a medical assistant instructor. So I actually started teaching medical assistant, and I've been an instructor since 2011, and I've worked at multiple schools, and I ended up started a YouTube channel for medical assistant and all of that. That's one of my channels. But anyway, so my job, healthcare, is I'm still in healthcare, but I work remote right now. So that's my first income stream. Okay. The second income stream is what I just mentioned. So YouTube. YouTube is, listen, let me tell you guys, YouTube, not even just getting paid on the platform, but actually the opportunities that YouTube can bring. Let me tell you guys something. Having a YouTube channel, well, multiple YouTube channels have literally changed my life. The one in particular, my big channel where I'm monetized and I get paid, monthly from, it has literally changed my life because not only am I making impact, right, on my community, I've also been afforded different opportunities that has allowed me to make money in different ways. So when you are on YouTube or, even TikTok and other social media platforms, you become visible to brands that want to work with you, different companies that want to collaborate, and speaking engagements and all of that. And so that's one of the things I love about YouTube. And I actually have my plaque right there. So one of my channels, I've reached 100K. So I got my little YouTube plaque back there. And that's something, as a YouTuber, that's just one of those things that we work toward, right? Every YouTuber, that's something that we want. We want that 100K plaque. And I just recently got mine. So if you have a skill, if you have something to teach, right? If you want to entertain people, whatever that is, I think that you definitely should consider YouTube. I did a video a while back on how to get started. I did 3 different categories in that video. It's about 45 minutes long. I'll link it for anybody that want to see it. But I talked about how to get started on YouTube. Then I talked about how to grow on YouTube. And then I talked about how to get paid. So make sure you check out that video. I may do an updated one eventually, but that video is still very relevant right now. But I definitely encourage you to think about it. I know, like I mentioned, TikTok and Facebook and all of that, but the difference between YouTube and other social media platforms is that YouTube is evergreen. So you can make a video today and somebody is still watching 5 years later. With the other social media platforms, not so much. Now, it's possible, but not so much. And YouTube is owned by Google. And, they're the most popular search engines in the world. Google is still number 1. Google website itself is still number 1. YouTube is number 2. So if you have something to teach, if you have something to say, if you're always helping people with a certain topic, consider YouTube. It's a it can be, I will say it can be. I don't want to make any promises, but it can be very lucrative. Another income stream is a stream that I started back in 2014. I have a CPR and first aid business. Now, I do still have that business. I don't do as many classes as I used to because I don't really have the time. But I mentioned I'm in the medical field. So I started that business back in 2014 because I already had people around me that needed to be CPR certified. So it just made sense, right? When you're thinking about maybe starting a side business, you definitely want to think about, what am I already doing, right? Who around me could I serve? And so for me, it just made sense. I think I paid maybe starting that business between taking a class, getting all my supplies and all of that, getting my marketing and stuff. I think I paid maybe $900 to $1,000 altogether with everything, and I made that back right away because I had people around me that needed to be certified. The doctors I worked with, the other medical assistants, the nurses, the front desk staff, everybody needed to be certified. So I was able to make my money back. So that's one of my income streams. And let me just say this. Let me pause right here and say, you do not need 8 streams of income. I'm not telling anybody out. I'm not telling anybody to go out here and go get 8 jobs. That's not what I want you guys to do. That's what I thought at first. I will tell you guys, when I first started getting into trying to expand and start a business and all of that, I thought that I needed to have 7 or 8 different things going on. That's not the case. You just want to have multiple ways. You don't necessarily need 8. You don't necessarily need 7. I know they have this thing about 7 streams of income, but that's something you work toward. That's not something that you go out here today and go get, oh, I need to go get 7. Let me go pick this up. Let me go pick that up. No. So I did want to pause and say that because I don't want anybody to think, oh, I need to go do all of this. Absolutely not. I'm just sharing with you guys income streams that I have built over time. So these are not things I just did yesterday and now I'm doing it today. As I mentioned, my job, I've been in this field for 20 years. I became an instructor in 2011, and then I started the business in 2014, a CPR business in 2014. Notice that it's been over time. The YouTube channels, that came over time as well. Okay, so I just wanted to stop and make sure I mention that. Another way that I earn money is I am an author. So I write books. Those are a couple of my books behind me. The Pain, Promiscuity, Purpose from Mess to Ministry. That was my first book that I published in 2017 on my birthday. And it is about my life. I mentioned I came from very humble beginnings. And so I wrote in that book about my life, about how the Lord transformed me from having a promiscuous past to then leading others to Christ and helping people who are where I once was. So that's my first book. And then I have 2 other books that are strictly on Amazon. They are in the Kindle version, so they're not printed. And then I have my Thinking Like a Virtuous Woman Financially. Now that book, I definitely encourage you guys to get. I'll link that. This is for anybody who wants to get their finances together. So I found 3 money lessons in the book of Proverbs 31 that I shared in that book. I'm talking about budgeting. I'm very big on budgeting. I talk about budgeting in that book, investing, credit, the importance of multiple streams of income and all of that. And so as an author, when I wrote those books and they began to sell, I did the work one time and then it continues to sell. So that's a very good form of passive income. And I'm very big on that. And so that is something to consider when you are thinking about income streams. Like, what are some passive income streams that I can build? And again, these came over time. I didn't go out and try to do all of this at one time. Well, I did try at first. I'm not, and I was trying at first, but then I realized it don't work like that. Like, you got to kind of work on something, get that popping, like, you know what I mean? Let that be building and making money, and then you can kind of add something else. And then also, well, I'm jumping around. I'm sorry, y'all. I get sidetracked. I will be all over the place. Let me get back to this. But as I was saying, the book is a great passive income stream because you do the work one time and then you continue to get paid for it. Another way that I make money is online courses. Okay, so that's another stream for me is online courses. So on one of my big medical assistant channel, I do sell courses, and my community, my TikTok followers, they buy those courses. And so that's another form of passive income because I did the work one time and I continue to get paid for it. So that's something to think about, something that you can teach and package it up in a course or ebook. I always say, and I talked about this on this channel, if you can teach, you will never be broke. Everybody has something that they can teach, but it's just about figuring out a way, how you want to teach, whether it's a live course and a recorded course, right? A webinar, whatever that looks, a book, whatever. But I always say if you can teach something, you will never ever be broke. So if you're considering online courses, or if you feel like, oh, I want to do a course, but I don't know what I want to do it on, think about something that you are naturally good at talking about, naturally good at teaching. So I actually have not been numbering these, but I think I'm on my sixth one, and my sixth income stream is one-on-one. So people pay me to get on Zoom sessions or for a phone call to go over certain things. So with my medical assistant community, they pay me for study sessions. So they will either do a 30-minute Zoom session, or they will do a 15-minute phone call. So that's another stream of income that I have is, one-on-ones. And I only offer those once a week because I just don't have the time. But that is one of the ways that I earn money. The seventh stream of income is affiliate marketing. And I feel like this is so stepped on. I will say this. When you get into affiliate marketing, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this and not real about this, but with affiliate marketing, you do have to build an audience. I will be honest about that, because and TikTok is a good way to really get into affiliate marketing, because you can build an audience so quick over there. But you really have to have an audience, because you got to have somebody that's going to be buying that stuff. Like I see people talk about affiliate marketing, but I'm like, if nobody is watching your videos, if you don't have anybody watching your videos or following your posts or whatever, affiliate marketing doesn't work. So I will say, if you want to jump right into affiliate marketing and you don't have an audience, maybe get on TikTok with it. And affiliate marketing is literally just you getting paid to market things that I recommend that you are already using, not necessarily going out and buying stuff just to market it, but things that you use every day. Like I am very big on affiliate marketing. Everything that I buy, I find a link to it. So when people ask me, hey, where do you get that from? I send them my link and I get a commission. Now, affiliate marketing can be lucrative if you have the audience that are buying what you're marketing, right? Because affiliate marketing, it can be just a couple of dollars here and there, right? It's not really a lot until you get to the point where you have an audience and they're buying every single thing you put out, right? And there are people that are making thousands and thousands of dollars a month in affiliate marketing. So it's a good income stream, but it is something that you do have to work toward, right? You have to work on. You got to get to that point where you are actually making significant money, because in the beginning, it's literally just a couple of dollars here and there, if that. And some of my affiliate channels are Amazon. I'm an Amazon affiliate. I'm also a Walmart creator. Just started with Walmart. I haven't even actually promoted anything from them. I just got with them. TikTok, and really any company that you buy from, you can always see if they offer affiliate marketing, especially if you buy from them a lot. I always say anywhere you buy from a lot, especially if people are constantly asking you where you got something from, you definitely want to look into becoming an affiliate with them. And most of the time, they want to check your social media out. They want to see if you have a following. You don't necessarily have to have a big following, but they do want to see that you are engaged with your followers, and they want to see that your followers are engaged with you. Sometimes they may even want to see your analytics. With some companies, they may want to see, because they want to make sure that people are actually going to be clicking on your links and buying. And my eighth income stream that I'm going to share with you guys today is investing. So I got into investing back in, I want to say 2016 or 2017. I became a student of finances back in 2016. And I got tired of just being broke. And I got tired of and I was broke because I just wasn't doing right with my money. Like, that's why, like, I was working. There was no reason why I should have been as broke as I was. I was just, money was running a hole in my pocket. And I mentioned my past, how I grew up. So when I did start getting money, I was spending it as soon as I was getting it. So it was about 2016. I just got tired of the cycles. And I said, you know what? I need to get it together. I got in a Live Richer Academy with the Budgetnista. I don't know if you guys have heard of her. Got into her academy and I started learning about credit, investing, and all of that. And I started investing in stocks. And so although I do not pull my stocks out I have not gotten into trading. I simply buy stocks and I have been letting them grow. Now, trading, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother field. I'm actually looking into that. And I've been kind of doing research here and there, but I do not do any trading. I simply invest, I buy and hold. So I have stocks. I have shares of Google, Amazon, and a few others, but that is one of my income streams. If I wanted to, I could pull from it, but my goal is long-term investing. So that's something to think about. Now, investing is one of those things that is non-negotiable. Like everything else that I mentioned here, those things are optional, affiliate marketing, getting on YouTube, social media, and all of that, becoming an author, all of that stuff is optional, but having some type of investing, some form of investing that is non-negotiable. If you want to, build your wealth, if you want to, get to a point where you are one day, I don't know what your goal is, so I don't want to speak for anybody else. I know what my goal is, and investing in stocks, even investing in real estate, that's also an option. There is no wealthy person, there is no millionaire who is not invested into the stock market. So I definitely recommend, maybe taking some classes and learning about investing to figure out what type of investing is best for you, because there's so many different ways. I feel like when people say investing, you know, sometimes people don't really go into detail about it because it's just so it's personal to you, right? And so you just got to figure out what type of investing works for you, but it is a non-negotiable that has to be a part of your income streams. If you're trying to build income streams, it has to be there. It is a form of passive income, right? Unless you are, of course, trading, that's a whole nother thing, because that's an active form of investing. But again, that is not my field, so I'm not going to go into that. But I just wanted to mention it, just so you know. But yeah, so those are my income streams. Again, I don't want anybody to go out here and try to, trade more time for money. That's definitely one thing I don't want you to do. I don't want to encourage anybody to go out here and pick up multiple jobs. I feel like when people hear multiple streams of income, they think about multiple jobs. You could literally just think about different ways to make money from one thing, right? So for an example, I'll use my YouTube channel again. So from my YouTube channel, I get paid from YouTube itself, right? From AdSense, from the ads that YouTube places on my videos. But then again, as I mentioned, I also sell courses. So most of the people who watch my videos, they also buy the courses that I offer, right? Maybe even my books. And then also the one-on-one sessions that they may schedule with me. So that is an example of making money multiple ways from one thing. So you don't necessarily have to go out here and have all of these different things. Even like I'll use another example. So I see a lot of cooking channels. I watch a lot of cooking channels. And one thing I notice is that a lot of these cooking channels, like the they have like a cookbook, they're selling their seasonings, right? And so that's just a way, another example of making money in different ways from one thing. Okay, so if you do hair, what are some ways? Maybe you can do classes, because you're making money doing hair. Maybe you can then offer some classes, right? I remember some years ago, my daughter, she took a class. It was for 1 week. The girl who was doing her hair, she offered a 1 week class to teenage girls who wanted to learn how to do hair. They learned how to shampoo, and the next day they learned how to do this, and they was learning how to braid, So that's something that you may offer too. The girl who does my brows, she also offers classes to teach other people how to do it. So that's an example of making money in different ways. So that way you're not doing a whole bunch of different things. And I do recommend honing in on one things, maybe two, if you can manage it, working on that and then adding to it. Don't be like I was in the beginning. Because in the beginning, years ago, before I became successful in my business, I actually was one of those people that was running after everything. I was doing it all. Okay. I remember my sister telling me, "You always doing something." Yeah, I was doing it all because I was just so ambitious, and I was trying to, I just wanted to make something of myself. Like I knew that it was just more to life than just going to work every day. And so it took me a little while of trying out a whole bunch of different things until I figured out, you know what? This is what I should be doing. And I'll do another video on how to figure out what you should be doing. Okay. I'll leave a link. I have a free community, assets in abundance. I started on school. I haven't done much with it except we got on and we did a budget, because that's one thing I'm doing in the community is I am holding people accountable for doing a budget every single month. So that's the only thing I've done so far. If you want to join it, you can. And then so that way you're in there. So when I do start doing other things, you're already in there. So leave a link to that as well. So hopefully this video was helpful and encouraging. I did not mean for it to be this long, but feel free to let me know in the comments if any of this resonated with you. If you are also someone who earns multiple streams and you want to encourage other people, leave that encouragement in the comments. If you're someone who is on Section 8 right now and this was helpful to you or encouraging or motivating, please let me know. I'm going to do more videos on this topic. I've already talked about budgeting and credit a little bit here, but I'm going to do more on it because I just want to help people. I want people to grow. I'm just a type of person, like as I grow, I want people to come with me. Like I don't want anybody left behind. So I'm trying my best, y'all. I try already with the people around me, and then I get online and then I try with the people that I can reach with my platform. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it. If you see the hype option, make sure you hype the video, and then also make sure you subscribe if you want to see more from me. Thank you again for visiting my channel. Be blessed.